The woman placed a piece of meat into her daughter's bowl, but the girl got scared and immediately looked over at her grandmother. The woman quickly urged her to eat it. The girl hesitated for a moment, then slowly reached for the bowl with her chopsticks. But in the next second, the grandmother flew into a rage and questioned if the girl had forgotten the family rules. Terrified, the girl immediately recited every rule from memory. Hearing those rules, the woman was completely stunned. She finally realized her own daughter even needed permission to eat at the table. When she turned and saw her two sons stuffing their faces without a care, and even her second daughter-in-law eating large chunks of meat, she became furious. Without saying a word, she flipped the entire table over. The whole family froze. Her husband stared in disbelief and demanded to know if she had gone crazy. Little did he know, everything stemmed from their past lives. In her previous life, the woman had worked herself to death for this family, yet the only one who cared about her, her daughter, was sold by her husband to a fool in the village, while the two ungrateful sons spent their days scheming over the family inheritance. And when she refused to hand over the ancestral jade bracelet, they starved her to death. Perhaps the heavens pitied her and gave her a second chance. This time, the woman invited the matchmaker over and cancelled the marriage right in front of the grandmother. Seeing how fierce the woman was now, the grandmother had no choice. A few days later, she reluctantly returned the betrothal gifts, but deep down, she was fuming and took her anger out on the granddaughter. The woman could no longer stand it and flipped the table again. This time the grandmother collapsed on the ground crying. The eldest son began yelling at the woman, but his words reminded her of how he once forced her to hand over the bracelet. Rage consumed her, and she slapped him hard. No one in the family dared say a word. The woman used the silence to finally speak out about years of pain and injustice. After pouring her heart out, she took her daughter and walked away without looking back. The second daughter-in-law panicked, realizing if the grandmother stopped working, she would be the one stuck with all the chores. She decided to stop this at all costs. She dragged her husband into the room to discuss a plan. She suggested he split the family assets now, so they could get the biggest share. But her timid husband couldn't make a decision. Left with no choice, she went to handle things herself. The moment she stepped outside, she saw the woman secretly steaming egg custard for her daughter. Seeing the two of them quietly enjoying eggs, she was instantly furious. But the woman inside the house had noticed her reaction and loudly told her daughter that there was a valuable pair of jade bracelets hidden in grandma's old wooden chest. As expected, the second daughter-in-law believed her and began treating the grandmother with extra care. After a few days of peace, the eldest son started complaining again, this time about the woman not doing his laundry. Before he could finish, she slapped him across the face. The eldest son immediately shut up and went off to feed the pigs without another word. Then the woman had an idea. She casually mentioned that the pigs would be sold soon, and even one of them could bring in hundreds of dollars. The eldest son's eyes lit up. She was secretly pleased, then kindly reminded him to be sweet to grandma, because she had a lot of savings, and otherwise the second daughter-in-law would steal it all. Sure enough, his attitude toward her changed immediately, and so began a full-blown family war.